now we have Rumble Comics. I think new artists find it hard to do warm-ups and iteration, as they may feel every drawing needs to be worth the investment of time and energy they put in. Exactly. And it's a huge problem. It's not just about practicing getting good, it's about practicing becoming more detached. And this can be a generally good thing in life. If you're using it in a positive manner, obviously you don't want to be detached from everything. But what I really mean by this is if you don't place too much importance on your victories, if you don't place too much importance equally on your losses, if you don't place too much importance on the outcome and focus more on the process and keeping your attention there without thinking about where it's going to lead, there's a greater chance that you'll end up with a better outcome in the long run anyway. Because while you're not focused on the outcome, you can be more present in the process and self-monitor less. Which means your artistic intuition can kick in. Because you'll have less thoughts, you'll have less scrutiny being applied to your art as you're trying to work on it. How can you be thinking and creative at the same time? The two cancel each other out. You can't be. Creativity needs to be unhindered by thought, unhindered by question, unhindered by scrutiny and monitoring. And sure, thought and logic can work really well when you're trying to learn proportions and anatomy. Of course, you got to think your way through that. But when it comes to what you use all of that training and information for in order to create an actual finished piece of artwork, well, thinking doesn't do you a whole lot of good. You want to let it take a back seat. Obviously, you're going to be thinking on some level. Your brain's not going to shut down. You're going to be thinking on some level, but you want to take all that logic, give it a back seat to the creativity, and let the creativity lead the logic instead of the logic trying to lead the creativity, because that just doesn't work. That's not going to pan out in the most desirable way. And that's what we want our art to have, is a sense of desire about it. We want people to find it appealing, right? That people don't care about how well you can draw anatomy. They don't care about your level of expertise when it comes to proportions and composition unless they're learning from you. Then they care about it. But if you're just somebody who's observing a great piece of art, they're not focused on that stuff. They're focused on the overall broader feeling that every single ingredient you put into the creation of that art evokes. But any one component that you've worked very, very hard to perfect throughout the process is gone unseen. You are the only one who will ever know what went into your art. And in the end, when you share it with the rest of the world, well, they get to experience the outcome. Okay, the outcome is for them. The process is for you. And that's what makes the relationship with your artwork so special. It's something that no one else can ever have. You're the one that was there during its creation. You're the one who sat with it, who worked on it, who put the hours in, who did the time. And the only thing that the end user, the end viewer will ever be able to experience is the outcome of the journey that art took. And so revel in that journey. Appreciate it, cherish it. It only happens during the creation of your artwork and then never again. This is the history of the making of your work. And you've got to embrace it. You've got to be there and present. If you're stuck in your head, scrutinizing it, putting all this pressure on yourself, and beating yourself up when things don't go perfectly, then that's no good. It's not like you're not going to make corrections along the way. Of course you will. You'll still be looking at your art with a critical eye. You'll still be a bit of a perfectionist about it. That's fine. It depends, though, what mode of perfectionism we're talking about, what mode of critical thinking we're talking about. It depends what mode of correction we're making to our artwork. The correct mode that you should be in is one of detachment. You make a mistake. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you when you make that mistake? It shouldn't mean much. In fact, if it means anything at all, it should be a relief. It should be a feeling of relief that you caught the mistake in order to continue the journey in the right direction. You make a mistake, it doesn't mean you suck. It doesn't mean you're bad at drawing. It doesn't mean that you've spent all this time trying to learn for nothing. It just means that you're on the journey. And it's always going to happen. No one goes through the journey of creating a piece of art unhindered by mistakes. Or should I say, undirected by them. It's just part of the process. It's part of the fun. If it all flows smoothly, you become bored. If there's no fun challenge there for you to sink your teeth into when you set out to create a piece of artwork, you may as well hit the button on an AI generator. It might take a little bit longer for you to do that manually, but in the end, the fun of creating art, the reason that we do it is and has always been for the journey. The act of it. The outcome is just a bonus. And there's so many things we do in life, so many things that are purely for the experience. And a lot of bad things we enjoy in the moment, but they have a terrible outcome if done enough times over time repeatedly. And so the good things in life, the things that are going to lead you to a better place within your art, within your health, within wherever you're at in life in general, those are the things that you really want to be present in the journey of, because it allows you to do those things. It allows you the ability to go through the process of executing them without being too hung up, without caring about the outcome so much. The outcome's great and it can be inspiring, but it can also be intimidating, and it can also place insane expectations on you to perform that ultimately leave you with a feeling of inadequacy, a feeling that you don't want associated with the thing you're supposed to be most passionate about in this life. Be careful. Be very careful the thoughts that you have when you're creating something. If you're thinking about things that are negative, if you're thinking about the woes of the world, if you're thinking about how much you are bad at drawing, or you're thinking about how people are going to judge you when they see the piece, then you're going to, whatever the feelings are that are coming up for you as you're thinking of those things while you're working, they're the feelings that are going to come up in association with the action of you doing your art going forward. And they're going to become more and more reinforced because it's a habit, right? That's how habits are formed. It's called anchoring, actually, in psychology. This is what anchoring is. And you can anchor good feelings to the action that you're doing too. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking about, things that inspire you, if you're thinking about the comics that you're going to create one day, or the cool characters that you're working on in the present moment, or you're thinking about, for me, maybe Dragon Ball Z, for example, something that makes me happy, or something that I'm looking forward to. Maybe it's a holiday, or maybe it's just where I want my art to lead, where I want to be 10 years from now, but in a non-stressful manner. One where I'm not putting any pressure on myself, but it's something that I'm looking forward to. Then those feelings that are coming up for me based on those thoughts are going to then make me feel great, make me feel inspired when it comes to working on my art. And that's when you find yourself in a place where now you're waking up every day looking forward to working on your art, because it just makes you feel so darn good and inspired instead of inadequate, instead of negative. Rig your brain. It's so important. It is a very important component to your ability to create great art and for you to even want to do it in the first place.